What's up everyone, Voices here, and today I will be guiding you on how to play Ashe with Rangers or Rangers in general in set 5.5. Let's do this. So, let's talk about the final comp first, because there's a lot of misconceptions about this comp that when you try to play it and you go Ashe free with those items, not this final comp, you're going bot 4. And here's the reason why, because Ashe is a great carry, okay? She's a free cost, that's 3-star, she will do a lot of damage. But in the late game, it is really underwhelming. So if you do not have a secondary carry or a third carry, you're never going to win the game, or probably not even top 4, okay? So this is just specific to Ashe carry. The goal here is you play the comp, you play Draconic for as long as you need to get Ashe 3-star. Then you drop Draconic, you will need at least a second Ranger before Ashkan will be aphelios. And then you just build a massive front line, and you need to think about having another carry. A great carry in the late game is either Gwen or Armordinger if you can. And then the typical Revenant, Ironclad, Knight frontline that you can get later. This could be Garen later in the game. But for this specific composition, I do not think that 4 Rangers is the way. You would just have 3 units that will not do damage. Aphelios without him is okay, but Varus and Ashkan is kind of underwhelming. Which is why I prefer having Armordinger as a secondary carry. Ashkan can shred, right, and can do some damage, but Armordinger will almost always do more damage. So if you do decide to go for Ashe 3-star, think about having another carry. It could be Teemo, it could be another legendary, it could be Gwen, it could be Fiddle, it could be Ashkan if you have more of the sword items, but you need a secondary carry. Now I'm going to talk about aphelios, because that again is a lot of misconceptions. What's best in slot? What's the best looking board? This board right here looks very strong, just massive CC. And again, you need to think that all you need with 4 Rangers is to gain time so the aphelios can kill everything for you. With that much CC in the front line and damage output, you should win a lot of fights. And it's not very, vertical synergies. So you just have 4 Rangers, 4 Revenant, a couple Mystics, right? You can maybe have the Nautilus here for Ironclad if you need, but there's nothing too special about this. The reason is this comp works, especially capped in a late game, if you do sub the 2 Rangers here. So this will get you to 9, okay? This will get you to 9, surely. But at level 9, I would rather play more impactful units. And always, if you have Volibear, Ivern, you even have Fiddlesticks here, if you can have the Teemo and Armor, it's always going to be much better. So now we're looking more on the HIVT composition, still with the aphelios carry, still have 2 Rangers, but then you have more damage output in a late game. Okay, so you can still win with 4 Rangers. I'm not saying that it is bad, that you should pivot to this composition right here at level 9 just because it's super expensive to upgrade everything, but the board with Teemo and Armordinger in the late game is going to be more capped than having a Varus and Ashe too. That's just what I'm saying. If you're playing also with 2 Rangers and aphelios carry, I recommend having a Rageblade instead of the Renants, just so you can get maximum attack speed and ult as much as possible. Here's another example that I just mentioned before. Having the Nautilus here for the Ironclad and the Mystic. Still have 2 Rangers. The aphelios is still gonna add damage to Ashkan for now, at the very least, until it gets nerfed and Ashkan more buff probably. But this is a great looking board. If you can have this board, you should be in a great shape to win the game. Okay, if you have those upgrades, you're good. Now, as far as item orders on buff compositions, I mean, of course there's Ashe. If you drop the from the orb, you just play Ashe, you get her 3-star and all of that, right? But all of those are great AD items order, depending on whatever you hit. If you can hit a bomb that got pretty badly nerfed actually today, you can still play it. Kalista is still gonna do damage. Tristana with aliens, Kled with aliens Saver. Also, I prefer Tristana, but Kled is also an option. Varus with Rangers, if you have the Vayne or the Ashe, it will do a lot of damage as well. If you have a Sentinel, Skirmisher, Opener, it's fantastic on Olaf. And of course, Dawnbreakers, either Nidalee or even are great from the orbs to all the items. So a lot of possibilities, but yeah. Now we just guide you through one example of a variation on how a game can look like. This would be aiming for Ashe carry specifically, but it should be quite similar with aphelios. So it is assuming you get Ashe from orb, which is usually when you would be aiming to play Ashe carry anyway, to have her pretty early. This board is gonna lose streak. I'm already gonna tell you, this is super weak. You should not win a lot of fights with this, and that's okay, because Ashe really needs those items specifically to work really well anyway. Then it's just a matter of slowly upgrading the board and adding some synergies. For example, you can add a brawler, and instead of a Vayne, once you do hit the Varus, it's going to be much better. Okay. After that, you have many ways to go about this. You either go for, you can go, for example, for full brawlers, which is really, really strong for 9, and it is actually really good in the mid game. I would recommend it, and it's pretty cheap, right? There is a high chance that you can hit this, and yeah, 1000 health on 4 units. It's pretty good. It turns out, it's pretty damn good. That's just one option. Another option that got nerfed, like I said, but is still definitely playable, is the Abomination. I recommend having the brand in the front, so the Abomination comes out earlier. That's just a possibility. Once you do get through the mid game, one switch that I really want to have, especially at level 7, is the Galio instead of the Udyr. Galio is an insane forecast. You need to have it in your comp, okay? And here you're gonna have to make a choice. Either you go for Ironclad, Mystic, or Revenant, kind of frontline. It depends whatever you hit really. You're gonna have to roll anyway on 7 to hit the Ashe 3. So it's just whatever you hit. I would drop this 2 at this point, right here, okay? And you can have, let's say, Ivern and Fiddlesticks, if I can find him. There you go. That gives you a Revenant and a better frontline. The goal here is to add frontlines. You should have enough attack speed, but what you need is a carry, which is what the Fiddlesticks would be. At that point, you should be able to find a Varus, aphelios, I mean, hopefully. That would be the goal. In this case, if you keep the Nunu and you have Fiddlesticks, you can keep the Kalista as well for Abomination. It's just an extra unit, extra frontline. Yeah. Now you're going to level 8. You finally have your Ashe 3. The goal here now would be to basically play as many legendaries as you can hit to complete your composition. So Set, Nunu will be gone. If you can find another carry, either Aimer, Gwen, Kael, Timo, they all work really. Just another carry. My favorite is Aimer, so I'm gonna pick him. You still have Draconic to have him to star. You know, it's great. You have Renew also for the Ivern. Of course, you need another frontline because this is clearly not enough. You drop the Kalista. You can play, the most expensive board here would be Garen, Volibear, where you have Knights and 3 Revenants. You can also play Rel, In that case, you can have Ironclad with the Nautilus and the Knights here, which is pretty nice. There's a lot of possibilities really, as long as you have another carry, and that's the thing that you need to have in mind, you will be good to go. I did keep Draconic here just to have the Armor Dagger 2, faster, but you don't need to keep it, okay? If it is another unit instead, it's all fine. If you have Volley instead, it's fantastic. But that is it for this guide, guys. Our Rangers are S tier, especially after the Abomination nerf, where you don't have to force Giant Slayer, basically, on it. This comp is really, really strong, especially capped. Okay, if you have the fully capped 4 Rangers, it's fantastic. It can become even stronger after if you drop to 2 Rangers with action and adding more legendaries. But the 4 Rangers should definitely get you to 9 healthy, and you should be doing a ton of damage. If you do have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.